got a look into the future with a brand new DLC and some massive games announced from some of the biggest game companies. On paper and in the trailer they look exciting, although I do find the way they were revealed or teased far from ideal in some cases. So time to go over. If you of course like these big news and rumor roundup videos, then totally leave a like, it shows your support, and subscribe because every Sunday I post a video like this. In my recent Sunday video I talked about the leaked Game of the Year upgrade pass for Far Cry 6 that was found in the Xbox database, and also that Ubisoft would talk about it soon. Well, the store listings are up for real now. So there's a Game of the Year edition for if you don't own the game yet. $120, yes, way too much, like no reason to buy it, it will totally go on sale as well. And there's also an upgrade pass for $60 for if you already own the base game but did not get the season pass and ultimate edition items, because those things are included here, next to the all new expansion Lost Between Worlds, which is coming soon. And well, Ubisoft also dropped a tease for this DLC at the end of their anniversary video. Let's have a look.
What is this?
Yeah, it's only this. We do hear Danny though, so they will be returning. I think we have to set our expectations right. This is probably not going to be that fast experience that I've been predicting. I still think it's going to happen, but maybe they are saving that for later. Like, I would be shocked if the teases and in-game hints lead to nothing. Maybe that happens, but I don't think so. We will see. So this could just be like a weird sort of mythical expansion. I don't know why they would do that. Or I think another possibility is that this could be Blood Dragon related for a couple of reasons. The biggest one is that there's a Netflix show coming, Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. We have no date or so, but we heard about it for some time, like it could really drop in the next couple of months, so it makes sense for Ubisoft to have a game experience around that ready as well. Especially after Edge Runners showed how much an animated series can help the game, luring back 1 million players per day to Cyberpunk 2077, which is wild for a single player title. So yes, Ubisoft would be stupid to not have some game experience linked to the TV show out around the same time, and there was already some cross promotion in Far Cry 6. Not only could we dress up as Rex Power Cult with the Season Pass item pack, but that also included a Blood Dragon Amigo with a QR code, and if you would scan that, you got an exclusive art for the show. Also, the day that they dropped the teaser, and that was basically the 1-year anniversary for Far Cry 6, the Ubisoft News team decided to stream Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon instead. So yeah, maybe coincidence, it's not confirmed that it's Blood Dragon related, but I do think it makes sense. We don't know what the standalone price for the expansion is yet. I personally think it will be around the $30. We'll of course keep you posted here. Overall weirdo that this expansion wasn't at the Ubisoft Forward event in September. A title that also skipped recent shows is the new Need for Speed that was just announced and it's still coming out December 2nd. I quickly want to go over it because I think it looks pretty unique with a really cool art style for the characters, which actually fits surprisingly well versus the more realistic designs we saw before. And we also see it during the races with special smoke and visuals for when doing a boost. It overall sounds like your typical Need for Speed game though, we're being chased by the cops and have to of course build the best performance cars. It's set in a city called Lakeshore based on Chicago. And again, it's coming still this year, December 2nd, next gen only and PC. Another real quick topic, it seems like we're getting a new Crash Bandicoot announcement. Canadian guy, and I hope I pronounced that right, got a special package from Activision where, for one, it was announced that the It's About Time game is coming to Steam for PC on October 18th, 2022. But there was also this tease, hungry for more, try our new Woompa Pizza for $12.08, which a very strange price, but as Canadian guy mentions, this is the date for the Game Awards event. We also had Toys for Bob recently teased that they got a new project that they're ready to put on their Wall of Fame. So maybe it's time for another Crash game. I think that would be awesome. And I would not be surprised if that still launches before the stuff that CD Projekt Red revealed this week. As I already mentioned, Cyberpunk is really having a resurgence right now. So CDPR thought it was the perfect time to reveal all the big games they got planned. It's a ton and I'm kinda of two minds about it. Let's stick with Cyberpunk first. We of course know that the Phantom Liberty expansion is coming in 2023. It's now in the final production phase. Like, I really think we're looking at an early or spring 2023 launch. Hopefully they find like a nice spot, because early 2023 is looking insanely crowded. But the question was always, okay, sure, the game sold 20 million now, which is great, not as good as it could be, but there's a huge audience. Like, what happens with the franchise after the support of 2077? Well, they now announced their next Cyberpunk game, codenamed Orion, which will take the Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. This title might include some sort of multiplayer, as CD Projekt Red wants to include that in most of their new games to enrich the single player experience, which a weird way of putting it, as it usually doesn't go well together. Like, I prefer my separate experiences. And this likely means that the next Cyberpunk will be made on Unreal Engine 5, as they ended multiplayer development on their own Red engine in favor of Epic's Unreal Engine 5, because that already has online features built in. We also learned that the core Cyberpunk 2077 team is moving out of Poland to Boston, this to establish a new studio and be the foundation for the North American team, to also more easily get developers from the US to work on their games. And it's exciting because it means that there's a team in the US working on the next Cyberpunk game, while the main studio in Poland is working on a brand new Witcher trilogy at the same time. Like, Bethesda, are you watching? Maybe smart to do this with your big games as well. Witcher 4 is of course already in development. It will be the next big CDPR game, although we should not expect it before 2025. Like, the game is still in pre-production with only 150 plus people currently involved. So I think 2025 is probably still too ambitious as well. What they also note is that all 3 games of the trilogy are aimed to be delivered within a 6-year period following Polaris release. And Polaris is the first Witcher project of this new trilogy, by the way. I called it Witcher 4, but it's probably going to be called something else. And yeah, 6 years for 2 massive open world RPGs is very ambitious, and in my opinion also not needed. Like, if Cyberpunk 2077 showed one thing, it's that you should not rush a game out. So I prefer them taking the time instead of trying to hit this really ambitious 3-year dev cycle. Like, this must mean that the games will be more Witcher 2 size instead of Witcher 3, and that they will skip DLCs in favor of the next game in the trilogy. So I think it's cool that they show all their cards. It kind of reminds me of the big Assassin's Creed reveals we had, but I think it would have been better if they first proved themselves again. Like, launch Witcher 4 without any issues, and then talk about this ambitious future, because now they're making all these promises again, which did not work out the last time. This is their project outlook, with 2 extra Witcher games from external teams, and also their own new IP, Hadar, which should be an RPG as well. So really, after the Phantom Liberty DLC, it will likely be a while before they launch something. I think Witcher is first, of course, then Cyberpunk, and then that new IP in 2030 or something. I just overall hope they learn from the Cyberpunk launch and have a better go this generation. Subscribe for more of these Sunday videos where I go over the latest news and rumors. A like on the video would of course really help me out, and check out our big previous video on some amazing third-person games that are coming soon. I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.